You are the owner of Safe Libraries.
Right.
You've been looking at the American Library Association for 25 years. We're going to get into some very disturbing stuff you've discovered about them. But before we go there, tell us what that background picture is.
This is a picture from when I was in the New York Post. You can see the date there is September 11th of 2022, an article by Dan Kleinman. And the article is called Radical Librarians, How Libraries Have Been Turned into Hotbeds of Political Activism. There I am pictured alongside with the new Library Association's, American Library Association's president, Emily Drabinski, who is an avowed Marxist. The reason why I say that is she bragged about that when she became president. She's like, I can't believe that a Marxist has become the president of the American Library Association, and I'm going to wield power within the Library Association to, affect change.
I'm going to get right back to her in a second, but first, just to set it up, you've been basically studying for a couple decades, right? This American Library Association, how they're indoctrinating our kids, how they've gone far left in all the agendas, all the woke stuff, Marxist stuff, and how they're grooming kids, to hate America and age inappropriate. Right. So, I mean, that's been your background, right? You've just been doing that as a concerned citizen, right? Not paid, not as part of any other national group, right?
That's correct. But in my spare time, I do this kind of stuff. And over the course of all this time, you begin to learn things that are pretty unsavory and people need to be aware of to protect their own communities, not just children, but not just the community, but actually the employees sometimes, like the librarians themselves in libraries are suffering under some of these policies. The point of this is how to make these libraries safe, right? It's not safe for librarians who are forced to work in sexually hostile work environments because of the men looking at pornography. It's not safe for children who are going to Dry Queen Story Hour and are learning that they should be chopping off their parts and changing their whatevers. It's not safe for any criminals that can be going into the libraries, but the librarians have been trained to destroy all the records so that the police aren't able to catch up with these people.
I want to follow up on that before we get into some specifics here, just generally, Dan. So, I think, the left purposely uses language that's deceptive, right, purposely lies, purposely tries to paint the right as something they do. They talk about schools being a safe place for children who are confused about their sexuality or who are gay or who are minorities. But really, with all this stuff they're teaching them, schools are a very unsafe place for kids, especially with what's going on in the libraries, not to mention the classroom. We're going to get to the libraries in a second. But to me, that's schools should be a safe place physically, and they should be safe from all this confusing and divisive rhetoric and political crap, should they not?
Well, they should, but the reality is that teachers and librarians are safe from parental overview when the kids are in their schools and they can indoctrinate them.
They've been safe for a long time, but they're not safe anymore.